for today, we're gonna start with our bolster in the middle. Highest point of your hips are gonna go on it, and we're gonna lay flat down. So I put a little rolled up blanket for underneath the ankles. And then you kind of come lay down, lining up your hips so that they're right over the bolster. You're gonna have a folded up or rolled up blanket, whatever you prefer, for under your forehead. And you can have your arms kind of in this cactus. If you want to rest your arms on blocks, you can put your forearms on the blocks. You can even put your front of your shoulder heads on the block. Sometimes it's nice to kind of rest your forearms and your hands on a block on either side. Take a nice deep inhale. Let your torso even lift a little, and then as you exhale, let everything sink deeply into the floor. Let the weight of your head come deeply into the blanket. Let the weight of your torso sink towards the floor. As you inhale, imagine that your hips are gently being guided up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, notice as your legs kind of pull away from your hips. Notice how your torso pulls away from your hips, releasing. Notice how the sacrum kind of feels like it widens, sinks to the earth. And start slowing down that breath, breathing into the back side of your body. As you inhale, imagine the back of your lungs, the back of your ribs almost floating and lifting up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, let the weight of everything connect with the earth, be pulled towards the core. Start slowing down the breath. Slowing down, inhaling for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for that same count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue just like that. Inhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue just like that. Today's March 18th, and the quote for today says, "Can I be safe and challenged at the same time?" So in Judith's book, Living Your Yoga, she says, think of something that you've been putting off because you're a little afraid of doing it. Make a specific phone call, writing a letter, telling someone your truth, and do it today with an open heart. And the quote that I printed out says, "The world is changed by your example, not your opinion." Continue to breathe. Noticing where you feel a little more resistance. Notice where you feel a little tinge, a little tightness, and tell it to let go. With every exhale, soften and release. Feel yourself pull a little bit more towards the middle of the earth. At the end of your next exhale, go back to your natural, easy breath. And then let's do a version of the box breath. So we'll inhale for a count of 5. We'll pause for a count of 5. We'll exhale for that count of 5. And then we'll pause for a count of 5 before we repeat. And we'll continue that at least 6 rounds, if not more. Swallow to moisten your throat. Exhale the rest of your breath. Inhale through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 more times. Inhaling for 5. Pausing for 5. Exhaling for 5. Pausing. Four more rounds. Inhaling. Pause. Exhaling. Pause. Inhaling. Pause. Exhaling. Pause. Inhaling. Pause. Exhaling. Pause. Last round of breath. Inhaling. Pause. Exhaling. Pause. Go back to your natural breath. Notice how you feel. Begin to bring the awareness back to your body. Begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Begin to place your hands under your shoulders. As you inhale, lift your chest up. Come to your knees, and as you exhale, shift your hips back. Maybe even rest your hands on the bolster, kind of slide it in front of me. Take a few breaths right here, child's pose. You can let your head hang between your arms towards the earth. You can let your head rest on the bolster. Let your hips go to your heels. Maybe even shift a little left to right. Last 3 breaths right here. under your ankles. Come to a tabletop. Start swaying your hips a little left and right, exploring the edges, turning it into hip circles. Maybe even lingering a little as your shoulders come over your fingertips, kind of stretching out the wrist a bit. Find those circles and kind of explore the tension and pause where it feels a little something, something. And then the next time you find yourself at a tabletop, pause there and start with your cat-cows. Inhaling into cow, where you make the U with your spine. Draw your chest up, broaden across the shoulders, across the clavicle. Separate the sit bones. And then as you exhale, begin to round, chin towards your chest, push the floor away. Maybe even finding a child's pose. Bringing the forearms down and then the elbows coming forward, back into cow. Just do all those things that feel good. Explore all those different little twists and twinges. Two more full cycles of breath. At the end of that exhale, pause at tabletop. Inhale, extend your left foot straight back and your right arm forward, right thumb up, left toes down. See if you can get the arm, torso, and leg in the same plane. Reach away from the body. And then as you inhale, bring that left knee and that right elbow to the middle, to the navel as you crunch in, chin towards your chest. And then exhale, extend. Do that 5 more times. Inhaling to the crunch, exhaling as you extend. 4 more times. Do it slow and controlled. Let's do it one last time. This time as you inhale, extend. Bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand. Exhale as you kick into the hand. Crossbow. Look down the bridge of your nose. And the more you kick into the hand, draws your chest up. So you're not dumping into the shoulder. Feel the stretch. Breathe. Feel the quad stretch. I always try to have my right thumb kind of turned up, which opens the rotator cuff area. And then slowly release the foot. Inhale, extend, arm and leg. Exhale, bring it down. Do a few rounds of that cat-cow. Hip circles. Whatever feels good to neutralize. And then come back to tabletop. This time as you inhale, extend the right foot straight back and the left arm straight forward, left thumb up, right toes down. Look right down the bridge of your nose. Neck is neutral. Everything reaching away from the body, trying to be in the same plane. Keep breathing. Everything to the midline, everything strong. And then inhale, extend everything. Exhale, bring the left elbow towards the right knee for a crunch, chin towards your chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. 4 more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Last two. Last one. This time as you inhale, extend, bend the right leg, reach back with the left hand, find the foot, turn the thumb up, exhale. As you kick into the hand, look down the bridge of your nose and press firmly out of the right hand. Everything's coming up and away from the floor, pressing out of the floor. And then when you're ready, gently release, inhale, extend, exhale, bring them both down. And curl your toes, lift your hips, and find a down dog. Pedal out your legs, bend one knee, press the other heel to the earth, vice versa. Take a few breaths in dog. I gotta take my sweatshirt off. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift the right leg all the way up. Take a few breaths here. Make circles with the ankle, drop the right shoulder, let your head hang. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Maybe even make circles with that whole right leg if it feels good. Press firmly out of the floor with both hands. Level out the shoulders. The weight of that right leg, stretch that left thigh. And then inhale, reach that right leg all the way up. Exhale, bring it down. Second side, inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale as you release the head, level out the shoulders, reach. Do all those things you did on the other side. Circles with the ankle, bending the knee, circles with the left leg, whatever feels good. And then inhale, reach that left leg all the way up. Exhale, bring it down. Widen your feet about mat width apart. Place your left hand kind of above where your head would be, middle of the mat, just over to the right a few inches. And as you inhale, take your right hand to the outside of that left ankle or heel and look under that left armpit as you press firmly out of the floor with the left hand. And then release that right hand. Place it where the left hand was. Take your left hand, reach to the outside of that right ankle, heel, calf. Look under that right armpit. Press firmly out of the hand. Don't dump into it. Root out of it. Let the head hang. Last two breaths. Into that last breath, release your hands. Place them equally for down dog, shoulders width apart. Bring your feet back to hips width apart. time, as you inhale, allow the right foot to rise up, and as you exhale, step it forward and bring that left knee down. So you can have your hands on the floor, or you can have your hands on the blocks. Excuse me, they can be on the low side, high side, or skip it. Keep the right knee over the right heel. Keep the knees and the toes facing forward. You can keep the left knee down, or I like to activate it by pressing into the top of the left foot, which floats the knee, but then sinking the hips and pulling the navel towards the spine. Almost like the energy is drawing your chest forward and up. But that left foot's kind of like an anchor, stopping you from floating away. Whichever way you want to do it is great. Keep breathing. You can even let your head hang if your neck's okay with that, chin towards the chest. Just make sure to draw in below the navel if you let your head hang. It tends to let go when we do that. Last 2 breaths. And then gently allow that left knee to set down. As you inhale, walk your hands back, straighten the right leg, flex the foot, draw your chest a little to the right, and then as you exhale, fold over that right leg. You can go hands to blocks if you like. You can go forehead to block. Whatever feels good. You can put a block under your hip if you like. Draw the right hip back. Pull it in towards your body. You can go chin to shin, nose to shin, chin to chest, whatever feels good. You can stay right here, or you can inhale, back it up, rotate the right leg to the right, and then either exhale, fold here, or walk your hands to the right, place them under your shoulders, and exhale, fold as low as you want here. You can only seem to get one forearm down. Oh, second one. Gnarly. Breathe. As you inhale, begin to straighten your arms, draw your chest back, and then as you exhale, turn towards the foot, rotate the leg, and then come back to low lunge. Hands on either side, curl the left toes, picking up the right knee. Inhale, step it back, shake it out. Exhale, bring it down. Just take a moment to notice how different the two sides feel. And then when you're ready, as you inhale, allow the left leg to come up so you get the clearance to, as you exhale, bring it forward, right knee coming down. So again, lining it up so that the left knee is over the heel. Hands can be on blocks or no. Today I've got my torso more towards the floor, leaning on my left thigh actually. And then right knee can be down. I don't like my knee down, so I press into the top of the right foot and kind of let the hips sink as I pull my navel towards my spine. You can let your head hang. I like to keep my neck neutral and kind of keep the energy like the crown of my head is drawing me forward. And my right foot is kind of the anchor in the sand. The body's kind of like a balloon floating to the sky. Last 2 breaths. If your head is hanging, bring your neck back to neutral. As you exhale, gently set the right knee down. As you inhale, shift your hip back, walk your hands back, straighten the left leg, flex the foot. And then as you exhale, bring in the sternum a little to the left, fold directly over that left shin as you draw the left hip back. Hip high over the knee. I have a straight leg. You can do a bent leg if that's better on your hamstrings. And you can round your spine if that's better on your hamstrings. I have low back issues, so I tend to do all my forward folds with a long spine. But I have super bendy hamstrings, so it doesn't bother me. You have to listen to your body. Again, you can stay right here. This is Ardha Hanuman half split. Or you can add the twist. As you inhale back the chest up, rotate the entire left leg to the left. Either exhale forward right here, or walk your hands to the left, under your shoulders, and then exhale. Last 2 breaths. And when you're ready, as you inhale, begin to straighten your arms, slide them under your shoulders. And as you exhale, frame the foot, turn the toes back up, come forward to low lunge. Hands on either side, curl the right toes so your right knee comes up. And then inhale, step the left leg back, shake it out. Exhale, bring it down. And then come to your hands and knees. Sit on your heels. We're going to do that scissor twist. So it's kind of like a pigeon, but with straight legs. So I like to put the bolster under the torso. You could do it without the bolster if you want it to be more challenging. You could also put a block or 2 under the bolster. You decide. So the way I like to get into it, grab my timer, because once I do get into it, it's challenging. Hands on either side. I take my right knee down, my left leg back. Right leg is going to go to the left. And you're going to set the right leg down, really touching the bottom of the bolster. I like the right foot flexed. And then the left leg is straight back behind, but the top of the foot is facing the earth down. The top of the knee is down. Hands on either side of the bolster. No space between the outside of the thigh and the bolster. And then inhale, draw your chest up. And as you exhale, kind of drape your torso down on the bolster. So you can keep a neutral neck like this. But if that makes you kind of force the curve in a wonky way, put your right ear down for a gentle twist. And then halfway through, we can turn it left ear down for a more intense twist. We're doing 3 minutes here. Close your eyes. Let that left hip come down. Let the left shoulder come down. As you inhale, imagine the crown of your head pulling away from your feet. And as you exhale, let all the weight of your torso sink onto the bolster. Palms are down. Don't hold yourself up with your hands. And as you inhale, bring your awareness to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, tell your scalp to soften, your neck to soften, your
shoulders to release and kind of pull away from the spine. And as you inhale, bring your awareness to your heart chakra, the middle of your back. Imagine it expanding. And as you exhale, allow the rib cage to soften, lower belly, hips. And on your next exhale, allow the legs to kind of pull away from the hips and to soften. Let that low back release. You can stay right here, or you can switch your head so that you're looking to the right, left ear down for a deeper twist. Soften your jaw. Relax your tongue. Soften your knee. Relax your low back. Three more long, slow, deep breaths. And the first thing you do is shift your gaze or your nose to the bolster so your neck is neutral. Slide your hands under your shoulders. As you inhale, draw the chest up. Exhale right here. Let your head hang for a moment. Stretch out your neck. So you can either turn away from the bolster or curl your left toes, pick up the left knee, let the right hip come up and drag it out. Shake it out, whatever feels best to you. And then take a moment in down dog and rest the crown of your head on the bolster for down dog. Plugging your arms into your shoulders. Letting your spine get long. Tugging the tailbone just a little bit. Pulling the navel towards the spine. Drawing the kneecaps up. So you're not curving your neck. You're letting your neck be neutral. Crown of your head just supported this time in down dog. Last 2 breaths. After that last breath, press firmly out of your hands so your head's not sinking into the bolster. And then I like to lift the left leg up first. And then gently bring it forward, shifting forward. Bring that left foot towards that right side. Line it up so the outside of the left hip touching the bottom of the bolster, left leg straight, left foot flexed. Right foot is behind you. Top of the foot down, top of the knee down. As you inhale, you draw your chest up. And then as you exhale, you kind of drape the torso down. rolls down. I'm gonna put a sandbag on my hip. Kind of pull this right hip down. And then with every exhale, find some place to soften. I usually start at the crown of the head, inhaling, length and space, and then exhaling, scalp softens, eyebrows soften, temple, jawline, tongue, throat. Next exhale, shoulders release, ribs pull away, low belly softens, hips soften, thighs pull away. Work your way down. Slowing down the breath more than normal. Ujjayi breath. Always pushing the breath to the areas that feel tense and tight. If you've been looking to the right, you're halfway. If you want to shift your gaze to the left and put the right ear down. Last 3 breaths here. And when you're ready, begin to bring your neck to neutral by facing your bolster with your chin and your nose. Bring your palms down, slide them under your hands. If you had a sandbag on, gently pull it off. And then as you inhale, draw your chest up. Exhale right there, let your head hang for a moment. And then again, you can either turn away from your bolster, or you can curl your right toes, pick up the hips, drag that left leg back. Oh, shake it out. Exhale, bring it down. Take a moment in a normal down dog. And rest your head on the bolster if it's there and convenient. Just as long as it's not jamming your neck, but supporting your head so you don't have to let it hang. As long as there's no pinching or crunching, it's in the right spot. Last 2 breaths. And when you're ready, come to your knees and hands and then come to seated. Beautiful. I'm going to prop to the side. And then let's go ahead and bring our legs. So the left one is on the bottom. You can keep the left leg straight, or you can bend it so it's on the outside of the hip if it's okay with your knees. And then the right foot is on top, and you can have it out to the side, kind of lining up the knees. If you have a big space in between them, you can put a blanket under a knee. You can also sit on a blanket or a block. Block is quite nice. Like that, lifts you up, shoulders down. You could also sit on the bolster and have a block on either side. Maybe even the corner of a bolster. It's kind of nice. A few breaths just like this. Take your left hand to the outside of the right leg, right hand on the floor, the bolster behind you. As you inhale, draw your chest up. As you exhale, do a nice twist here, drawing the right shoulder back. Inhale, come back to center. Right hand to the outside of the left leg, left hand on the floor behind you. Exhale, twist. Opposite way. And come back to center. And then we're going to stretch the arms as well. If you don't like the arms, you don't have to do the arms. You have your arms out to the side. Otherwise, it's going to be right arm straight up. Bend the elbow. Pat yourself on the back and use your left arm to gently guide the elbow back. But make sure you're not forcing your head down with either of your arms. You should have free range of motion with your head and neck. It should all be coming from your bicep, tricep. And if you can go deeper, you can either grab a strap in this top left hand or a towel, or you may not need it. You turn the thumb down, reach behind your back. Maybe you can grab the back of your shirt, your ponytail, your dreadlock, whatever it may be. Walk your hands up the shoulder, up the back, right elbow straight up, left elbow straight down. Sternum over hips, navel towards the spine. Crown of your head reaches up like it's being pulled towards the ceiling. As you exhale, send it to all those zones that feel a little something, something. Breathe into it. Now you can stay right here if you love this. If you want to go deeper, take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, just let your torso come forward any amount. Maybe it's a centimeter. Maybe it comes all the way to the legs and your head kind of hangs over. If it's too much on the arms, you can even release the arms and reach forward. Release the low back. And then when you're ready, as you inhale nice and slowly, draw the torso up. Release the hands, and as you exhale, do those back strokes and wind out those arms. Maybe even cactus arms and up. That feels good actually. Cactus rotations. And then go ahead and place your arms behind you as you unwind your legs. Have them nice and wide. I'm still sitting on the corner of the bolster. Slide your hands down your knees. Allow your torso to come between your legs. And allow your torso to Come as far as it wants to go and your head to hang between your legs, your knees bent. Hips still on the block or the bolster. Inhale, lengthen, back it up. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Last 2 breaths. This time as you inhale, come up nice and slow.
Exhale at the top, shoulders down your back. Right leg on the bottom. Your right foot can either go straight if it's too much on your knee, or you can bring it over to the left side of your hip. Left leg to the right side. Sitting on the bolster if you like. Ooh, it's still a nice little hip stretch right there. Take a moment. You can have blocks to either side if that gives you a little support. And then when you're ready, take your right hand to the outside of that left leg. Left hand on the floor behind you or on the bolster. Inhale, draw the chest up. Exhale, draw that left shoulder back. And then when you're ready, as you inhale, unwind, come back to center. Left hand to the outside of the top leg, right hand on the floor behind you. Exhale into the twist. And then inhale, unwind, come back to center, facing forward. Left hand draws up. Exhale, pat yourself on the back. Feel this tricep stretch. Left hand comes towards the elbow and gently guides it back so you can maybe reach a little bit lower. But make sure, again, free range of motion, drawing the navel back. And then if you want to go deeper, reach the right arm out, turn the thumb down, reach behind the back. Walk your hand up. Oh, tighter side. Oh. Forward mackerel. Left elbow up, right elbow down. Chest up, shoulders down, breathe. Do those long, slow, deep breaths. Go for those 5 and 6 count length inhales and exhales. Slow it down, nice and steady. We all breathe a little different. And then either stay here if you love it, or as you exhale, come forward with your torso, keeping your hips on the bolster. Oh. You can release your arms if it's too much. Let them come forward. Oh, right side's too much. Let your head hang. And when you're ready, as you inhale, gently draw the torso up. Exhale here, place your hands behind you as you unstack those legs. Pull the bolster out from under you. Bring the soles of your feet together. We're in a forward fold, so you can rest your head on a block if you like. Put the block in front. Or if you want to go deeper, you can put your feet on the block. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, come forward.
I like to rest my forehead and the arches of the feet. Begin to bring your awareness back to your body. You know, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And as you inhale, allow your torso to come up. Exhale there. Beautiful. Straighten your legs. Move the block. And then we're going to do either legs up the wall, or if you don't have a wall, we'll do legs up a block. Put our block down. If you got a blanket, you can grab a blanket, cover your legs up. That's really nice. If you got a sandbag, we can put a sandbag on it. Make sure your hips are all the way up to the bolster. If your legs are up the walls, put something under your hips, either a blanket, folded, or a little bolster. And then I like to have a sandbag in my hip crease. Hopefully your head can be on the floor and not elevated. If you feel like your head is hanging, then we might need to put a folded blanket under it. Ideally, we want a neutral neck. Palms up, arms out to the sides. Close your eyes. A nice deep inhale as the crown of your head reaches away from your feet. Your arms kind of get pulled away from your body. Everything expands, and then as you exhale, let everything sink to the earth. Get pulled towards the core. Soften the jaw. And just drop down to the middle of your being, to the middle of your brain. And then drop down to your Sushumna, the core of your body. All the meridians run up and down it. And just bring the awareness to the breath. Try to slow down the breath. And with every exhale, release something that's holding back.
Judas quote for today. Can I be safe and challenged at the same time? Think of that something that you've been putting off because you're a little afraid of doing it. Maybe it's making a specific phone call or writing a specific letter, or maybe telling someone your truth. Do it today with an open heart. The quote I brought for today says, "The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion." Begin to bring that awareness back to your body. Again, if you want to stay here for a little bit longer, got your legs up the wall or legs up the bolster, you're more than welcome to do that. Otherwise, begin to deepen the breath. Begin to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. As you inhale, reach your arms up over your head and get really long. Maybe take a few moments here exhaling and making circles with your wrist, maybe grabbing a forearm and gently pulling it off to one side, coming back through center, grabbing the other and gently guiding it off to the side. And whenever you're ready and you think it's time to, your next exhale, gently bend your knees and slowly roll off to the side. Careful if your hips are on a bolster. And just take a moment here, no rushing. Letting the shoulders stack and the hips stack, letting your spine get all aligned again. You're pretty relaxed in the legs up the wall position too, so move slowly. And then begin to press yourself up, bringing your chin towards your chest, eyes softly closed, lifting your head last. Whenever you get there, sit comfortably with your hands at your heart center. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. And seal our practice with one round of Om. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to join our voices. Bow to honor yourself and thank yourself for making it to yoga, making you a priority, doing that thing for you nobody else can do. Thank you so much for showing up. My name is Rochelle again. I'll see you all soon. Namaste. Thank you, Rachel. Good to see you.
Thanks, Rochelle.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.